Nothing will ever happen if a client, friend, or associate that you're trying to help with their estate planning, nothing will ever happen if they're not motivated. And number two, nothing will happen if they don't trust you. If they don't feel that you have indicated a sincere interest in their well-being and in their successful achievement of a sound estate plan. So in this following project, what you're going to do is you're going to perform an exercise in relationship building using what I mentioned in the first section, a very simple question that Bill Bacharach came up with a dozen years ago, wrote a book about it, and it has become a miraculous tool for me to use in almost every client situation where I'm meeting the client for the first time. Now I found out that when I don't use this question, the results of working with the client are not nearly as good and not nearly as productive. So students, what you will learn a very simple but critical question to ask that will lead to identifying core values. And that question is really simple. Don't change the words. I used to try to do it, but don't change the words in the question. I'll show you in some ways how to embellish upon it, but the question is, tell me what's important about blank to you. Now, blank may be money, it could be estate planning, wills. I love to start with money because money has to do with almost everything tangible that we do, that we acquire, that we measure our wealth in terms of money. So if you start to ask the question, what's important about money to you? They'll give you an answer. And then the next question is, guess what? What's important about the answer that they just gave you to you? And don't say, what's important to you about money? Don't try to change the sequence of the words. Say, what's important about money to you? If they say, well, it allows me to buy the things my family needs. Next question, guess what? What's important about being able to buy the things your family needs to you? So practice that a few times. Say it to yourself a few times. You'll learn to create a proper habit of staying on target and avoiding distractions. We'll talk about that in the next session as well. So what we want you to do is just attempt to use this question on 5 or 6 different people where you have the chance to sit down with them for 5 or 10 minutes and explain to them that you're a student of estate planning and you're trying to find out where people's values lie, and would they have a few minutes to discuss these matters. So the next session, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a form that you can use to help you to record the answers. If you have a whiteboard or a yellow pad, that's the best thing. Write them down, write the answers down in sequence on a pad or a board.